mist slipped below the horizon, leaving a soft band of orange light glowing behind the hills. Evening in the Hadzabe camp settled quickly, but not quietly. Children's voices drifted through the air, half songs, half laughter, as they finished their games and followed the scent of dinner toward the fire. Tonight's meal had been gathered just hours before. Some of the older kids had joined the women and men in searching for tubers, peeling them with small stone tools until the pale flesh shone beneath the skin. Others had climbed low branches to collect berries still warm from the day's sunlight. A lucky pair had even found a honey-guide bird, calling and chattering, leading them to a hive tucked between branches. They returned triumphantly with honey dripping into a gourd bowl. Now the children sat in a loose circle, knees dusty, faces glowing with firelight. A mother passed around roasted tubers wrapped in leaves, their smoky scent rising with every opening. A few of the kids clapped softly as a father placed a small cooked bird on a wooden plate. Everyone knew it had taken patience and careful aim. As they ate, their excitement bubbled over. One boy, about 8, held his tuber like a prize. "I dug this one. I found it first," he said proudly. His younger cousin leaned close, amazed. "It's so big. You must be the best finder today." Across the circle, a girl dipped her fingers into the honey, letting the golden syrup stretch in long shining threads before tasting it. Her smile was slow and bright, the kind that made the other children giggle in response. She wiped her sticky fingers on a leaf, then offered a share to the toddler beside her, who took it and squealed with delight. Parents watched, half listening to their children's chatter, half lost in their own quiet conversations. One mother gently brushed dust from the hair of her son, who was falling asleep mid-bite. Another leaned toward the fire, checking the last simmering pieces of root tea.
Motivational, inspired by the Hadzabe tribe, by Didier Abika. Act I, the call of the wild, soft, reflective opening. Soft tone, ambient tribal drums, distant wind. Success. It is not given. It is not inherited. It is earned. And the Hadzabe know this truth better than anyone. They do not wait for life to hand them abundance. They do not wait for opportunity to fall into their laps. They rise. They hunt. They take the chance. Every morning, they awaken barefoot on the red earth. They see the sun rise over the horizon and know, this is the day. This is the day to walk further, to hunt smarter, to survive stronger. Every day is uncertain. Every day is a risk. Every day is an opportunity, if you dare to take it. Pause, soft. And you, yes, you, have the same choice. Do you wait? Do you hesitate? Or do you take the chance? Life will challenge you. Life will test you. Life will push you to the edge. The Hadzabe walk miles under the scorching sun. They hunt through uncertainty. They track prey that might never come. They take the chance because standing still is not an option. Pause. Every great achievement starts with risk. Every breakthrough begins with courage. Every dream requires a step into the unknown. You cannot achieve without trying. You cannot succeed without risk. You cannot rise without the willingness to take a chance. Pause, slow. The Hadzabe teach us. When the arrow may miss, you still aim. When the prey may escape, you still pursue. When the path is unknown, you still walk it. Act 3, embracing fear and failure, full energy stage. Stronger voice, rhythmic, building drums into cinematic energy. Fear will try to stop you. Doubt will whisper in your ear. The world will tell you, wait. Not now. You cannot. But the Hadzabe do not wait. They do not ask for permission. They act. You must act. Every risk you take teaches you. Every failure you face strengthens you. Every no you hear is a step closer to your ultimate yes. Pause, reflective. The arrow that misses its mark is not wasted, it teaches precision. The hunt that fails is not lost, it teaches patience. The day that seems impossible is not futile, it teaches endurance. Success is not the absence of failure. It is the mastery of it. Build energy. When you take the chance, you awaken a power within you.
Documentary
You discover
script.
courage you never knew you
The
had.
Hadzabe, Masters of the Hunt. Narrated in a calm, deep, documentary-style voice. Opening scene, dawn over Lake Eyasi. Narrator. At the edge of northern Tanzania, where the sun rises over the dry savanna and the winds whisper ancient stories, lies one of the last true hunter-gatherer societies on Earth. The Hadzabe. Here, survival is not written in textbooks. It is learned under the vast African sky, passed down through generations, and carried in the hands of those who move with the rhythm of the land. Today, we walk with them. We listen. We learn. We witness a world where every footprint, every call, and every shadow holds meaning. Scene 1, the hunt begins. Visual. A group of Hadzabe men stand in the early morning light, bows slung over their shoulders, arrows resting in handmade quivers. Their bodies are lean, silent, attentive. Narrator. For the Hadzabe, hunting is not merely a task, it is a way of life. Before the heat rises, they set out across the open plains. They do not rush. They do not wander. They read the land. Scene 2, Master Trackers. Visual. Close-up shots of footprints in the dust. A hunter kneels, touching the soil. Narrator. To the Hadzabe, the earth is a map. A broken twig reveals direction. Fresh dung, still warm, reveals time. A faint footprint tells a story of movement, hesitation, and fear. Hunters whisper to one another, following clues invisible to untrained eyes. Their tracking ability has been refined over tens of thousands of years. A living archive of ancestral knowledge. Scene 3, moving like the wind. Visual. Hunters glide between thorn trees, stepping lightly. Narrator. The Hadzabe move with remarkable silence. Every step is calculated. Every pause is deliberate. Animals do not hear them. Often, they do not even sense them. This silent movement allows the Hadzabe to get within shooting distance, sometimes less than 20 meters, without being detected.
Panda there, as you can see. Mr. Panda is go around and he's do patrol. So this is how we live here, guys. So yeah, now you can see here we have some on the other side. Far when we zoom with the camera, you can see this crew there running, and the guys they want to have a bamboo today, so they don't mind the cold today, so they are looking for the bamboo. So this is how we survive here, guys. So enjoy this moment. Yeah.
Scene 4, the language of the wild. Visual. A hunter cups his hands and makes a bird-like call. Another mimics monkey chatter. Narrator. To hunt successfully, the Hadzabe must speak the language of nature. They mimic the calls of birds and the cries of monkeys. These sounds both signal companions and lure animals closer.
Yeah,
They know which birds follow elephants, which calls reveal honey, and which sounds mean danger. This is communication older than civilization itself. Scene 5, the Greater Honey Guide. Visual. A small bird flutters from branch to branch, calling sharply.
No, this is how we survive.
A hunter smiles and follows it. Narrator. The relationship
100
between the
years, 1,000
Hadzabe and the
years.
greater honey-guide bird is one of
We
nature's
survive
most
this
extraordinary
way and
partnerships.
we live this way.
The bird leads the hunters
So
to
we
hidden
take no fault
beehives,
with
high in
them,
trees
and
or deep
yeah,
in
they
rocks.
have everything they need.
In
So they
return,
eat
the
food,
Hadzabe leave
because
behind wax and scraps of honey.
there's no fun that is eating
Both
there.
species
So
benefit.
they have the
Both
nutrition
depend on
that they
trust.
need.
It is a bond found in few places in the world. Scene 6, Persistence Hunting. Visual. A lone hunter jogs steadily across hot terrain, tracking an animal far ahead. Narrator. In the heat of midday, when most animals hide in shade, some Hadzabe employ an ancient technique known as persistence hunting. The idea is simple, yet incredibly difficult. Follow the animal. Do not stop. Outlast it. After hours of pursuit, the animal becomes exhausted, and the hunter closes in. This is human endurance at its most primal. Scene 7, The Craft of the Bow, or Visual. A Hadza elder sits beneath a tree, carving a piece of hardwood. Children gather around. Narrator. But no hunt can begin without the most important tool. The bow, called boar by the Hadzabe. Crafting a bow is an art. The wood must be chosen carefully, often from conifera or wild olive trees. It must bend without breaking. It must hold strength without becoming too heavy. The elder heats the wood, straightens it, and polishes it with patience. The bowstring, made from sinew or plant fibre. Is tied with practiced hands. Every bow carries the fingerprint of its maker. No two are exactly alike. Scene 8, Arrows of Purpose. Visual. A hunter shapes wood shafts over a small fire. Another scrapes the bark from a branch. Narrator. Just as the bow is personalized, so are the arrows. Different arrows serve different purposes. Simple wooden points for birds. Light shafts for small game. Metal-tipped arrows for larger animals. Natural resins bind the arrowheads. Feathers guide their flight. Some arrows carry powerful traditional substances. Knowledge passed only from elder hunters to trusted apprentices. This knowledge is sacred, never shared lightly, never taken for granted. Scene 9, The Final Moment. Visual. A hunter raises his bow slowly. A spring hair freezes. The arrow flies. Narrator. When the moment comes, there is no hesitation, no noise, only breath and release. The Hadzabe rely on accuracy born from lifelong practice. A hunter may take only the shot he knows will be ethical and effective. Every animal taken is respected. Nothing is wasted. Scene 10, Return to Camp. Visual. Hunters share meat with women and children. The camp erupts with laughter. Narrator. To the Hadzabe, the hunt is never about glory. It is about community. Food is shared equally. Celebrated. Talked about around fires that burn long into the night. In this circle of warmth and smoke, stories flow. Stories of hunts, ancestors, and a way of life unchanged for millennia. Ending scene, sunset on the savannah. Visual. The sun sinks behind the acacia trees. Children play. The wind grows quiet. Narrator. In a world that changes faster each day, the Hadzabe remain a reminder of our shared human origins. Of a time when humanity lived with the land, not on top of it. Their traditions are not relics. They are living knowledge. Wisdom carved in wood, spoken in tracks. Carried in the footsteps of hunters, the ancient soundtrack of survival, spirit, and community. The Hadzabe people of northern Tanzania are one of the last remaining hunter-gatherer tribes in the world. Living near Lake Eyasi, they maintain a way of life that has remained largely unchanged for thousands of years. Central to their cultural identity and community life is music, a powerful, expressive tradition that brings the tribe together and connects them with nature, their ancestors, and each other. The role of music in Hadzabe life. For the Hadzabe, music is not a separate art form, it's woven into daily life. Unlike modern societies where music may be confined to concerts, recordings, or entertainment venues, Hadzabe music is functional, spiritual, and communal. It is not performed in the conventional sense, it is experienced and lived, often spontaneously. Music is used for celebration, after a successful hunt or community gathering. Storytelling. Passing down tribal stories, myths, and history through song. Rituals and ceremonies, including rites of passage, healing dances, initiation, and weddings. Bonding and play, around the campfire in the evening, singing, clapping, and dancing. Spiritual connection, songs are often directed toward spirits of the forest, ancestors, or used in rainmaking rituals. Instruments, rhythm from the earth. Most Hadzabe music is vocal and percussive, made using the body and natural instruments. Instruments are few but deeply symbolic and effective. Drums, often crafted from hollowed logs and animal skins. Used for rhythm in group dances and ceremonies. Gourds and shakers, filled with seeds or pebbles to create percussive textures. Hand clapping and body stomping, a fundamental part of rhythm making, often performed by everyone present. Wooden flutes and bows, rare but used occasionally for melodic lines, sometimes mimicking bird calls or forest sounds. Despite the simplicity of tools, the music is rich, layered, and emotionally resonant, creating an immersive experience that resonates through the open bush. Music is oral tradition and education. In the absence of written language or recorded archives, music is the Hadzabe's living memory. Songs serve as oral textbooks, teaching how to track animals, what plants are edible or medicinal, tribal history and legends, behavioral codes and social expectations. Children learn by watching and participating, absorbing rhythm, language, and cultural meaning from a young age. This ensures that traditional knowledge is passed from one generation to the next in an engaging and unforgettable way. Dance, the movement of spirit and joy. Hadzabe music is almost always accompanied by dance. It is not choreographed but rather intuitive, flowing with the rhythm of the drums and the song. Dance reinforces unity, everyone joins in, elders, women, children. Energy release. After a long hunt or ceremony. Spiritual engagement, used in trance or healing rituals. The atmosphere during.
So we're building our kitchen in our tribe, so we're building our kitchen, so bush kitchen. So don't miss it. So we have many new things coming tomorrow. Some people like the kitchen, old traditional kitchen. So tomorrow we're gonna make it with you guys so we can see how we make traditional kitchen with our women and helping them to building this area food. So this is what we're coming tomorrow. So don't miss it. Yeah.
Long, slow memory of people who walked, built, cooked, gathered, and listened to the world before the world became so noisy. History, for a long time, was told from the top down. Kings, generals, conquerors. Maps redrawn.
When you wanna come to the screen, you must comment and then
dates.
So Hadzabe
Treaties were
tribe channel
clauses,
TV, gonna put you in
arms and
there, and then
swords.
you channel TV to
But
push
that's
you
not the
if
only
you
way
wanna
time passed.
have a
People are
problem and
hungry
stuff
now for
like that.
something
So we can
else.
help you just
The
connect,
history
and
that
then
lives lower to the
we
ground,
will
closer to
promote
the
your
soil.
channel TV on our stream.
Not the
So
story of who ruled,
yeah,
but
guys.
how
So
people
this is
lived.
our tradition. Enjoy
Who they
this.
killed,
The guy they're
where they
gonna start to
slept,
eat now, so you
how
can
they raised children,
eat together
how
with
they
us.
waited out the
So we
rain,
are eating
how they gathered
our
roots when no
bamboo
fruit
land
would
here,
grow,
so you can
how they
enjoy with us.
healed,
Thank you.
how they carried grief, and how they passed joy along in stories around the fire. Let's begin where history is often quietest. With the indigenous peoples whose voices were left out of the official records. Not because they didn't have stories, but because they didn't write them down in books or carve them in stone for kings. They stored them in the rhythm of seasons, in the smell of wild honey, in the position of stars, in the ways you speak to elders, or don't speak at all. The Hadzabe of East Africa, for example, have lived much the same way for thousands of years. Their days
Yeah,
begin when
here
the
we
birds
have
begin, and they
Lami
don't
with the
count time
grand
in
kid
hours.
here, so
They
Lami is
hunt not with
cooking food
guns,
for his
but with
wife,
bows made from the
her
branches
daughter.
they
So
cut, shaped, and strung by
this
hand.
is Lami,
They
this is
listen more
Lami
than they
daughter
talk.
here, so
They eat
and the
together.
grandkid, and then
They laugh, too,
so
at
this
things
is
so
their
small they wouldn't be noticed in
our
a city.
another side here.
A missed arrow,
Wow,
a
so
stubborn
this is
tree,
our
a child mimicking a
advertising.
baboon's
The
call.
thing there,
They have no
so
chief,
this is the way
no
to
calendar,
find
no
this.
currency,
Yeah,
and yet,
enjoy
they
this
have
moment,
survived,
guys.
not by conquering, but by adapting, watching,
Yeah, don't forget to
waiting,
follow and share.
remembering.
Thank you.
And it's not just Africa. In the highlands of Andean South America, women wove cloth with patterns that told stories. In Southeast Asia, rice paddies reflected the sky, and with every harvest, traditions passed through fingers and feet more than words. In Australia, Aboriginal songlines stitched together the land like invisible maps, guiding people across space through melody, rhythm,
Okay,
and
guys, I will
memory.
leave you and
So often we hear
see you
about
guys
wars and
tomorrow and have
inventions.
a nice evening.
But what about water jars,
So enjoy your evening,
cooking
and then
stones,
this is what we have
midwives?
today.
What about the
So
everyday?
see you guys tomorrow.
There's a quiet
Thank you.
longing, now, in our restless modern world,
Bye.
for those histories.